ask some question. So yesterday when Ganeshji was presenting, so we had seen this, that here we are available for overall transformation at the level of self, right, at the level of society, at the level of whole existence. So presently the state of being may be something like this. So a person who has not entered into self-exploration may be only indulged in physical facilities and may be feeling unhappy within, making others unhappy, exploiting one's own body, exploiting the relative, exploiting the rest of nature, and depriving all. And as an outcome, if you see, then we are misled by certain assumptions, and then we have problems in the family, in society, in nature. And then there is obsession for consumption, profit, sensual pleasure. There is a rich-poor divide. We can all see that this all is happening. Now, when we work for development in true sense of the word, then we are able to rightly prioritize things in our life. That we are able to see that right understanding comes at the first priority, followed by relationship and then physical facility. And when I am able to ensure all the three, then only I am able to live with happiness and prosperity in continuity. And then my development becomes the foundation for societal development. We are able to fulfill the human goal, right? And it goes hand in hand. Once I am working for the societal development, it is developing me also. When I am working for my development, it is developing the society also. So it's not that my development will get accomplished at some point of time and then I will start participating. So in terms of that only, we are working for team development. So when I am working in a team, I am working for my development as well as societal development. So this team is helping me for development on either side. And we can see that through education we are working, right? We are able to see that education has become prevalent in the society now. Every child is going to the school. So if we make transformation in the education, if we are able to transform the education, then this can certainly lay the foundation for societal development. So three stages of development: self-development, team development, and societal development. So at the core is self-development. When we are talking about the team development also, it is essentially developing each and every self of the team. So the team development takes place when the development of self takes place for every human being in the team. Then only the team also develops, isn't it? And when the team develops, then it leads to societal development. And we can all see the kind of progression that has taken place in the past 20-25 years. We can say how changes are taking place in the society, isn't it? We can see how we are developing. So we can make an assessment of ourselves in the past 5 years, how I have developed, how the team around me has developed, how I was only a volunteer for a team earlier, but I am now able to lead the team also in projects, in activities, and how it is helping the development of society. We have been able to see that if just one person gets somewhat assured of this process of development, then the organization in which the person is working also start developing. Like this SRM also is a good example of that. We have several such institutions. So yesterday Ganeshji elaborated upon the part 1 of the discussion, vision for human education, and briefly we talked about the role of VHE volunteers. So at the level of individual, we are working for self-development. Then collectively, team development, and that is participation in projects and activities for societal developments. So there are two words, projects and activities. Activities are regular, projects are from time to time. So for example, running workshops is a regular activity. Meeting of teams is a regular activity. Morning session is a regular activity, isn't it? But maybe writing a book is a project. Developing some audio-visual system, audio-visual package for the learning material could be a project. So there are projects which we take up from time to time, like writing of books for the children in class 9 to 12 was a project. We accomplished it and now it is running in MP. So these are projects. So in this session, I am going to briefly talk about owning responsibility in a team, and that is again a proposal. And we can explore it, we can add some more points to it. So yesterday we were talking, these points came up in due course of discussion: clarity of comprehensive human goal and sharing a common vision in a team. So this is very important, that we are able to share a common vision, and that is a comprehensive human goal. We are able to see what I want to be as a part of society, and I am able to see that this is something universal. Every human being has the same goal, not conflicting goals or differing goals. Once I am able to see this, then only I am able to relate to the team also. So that shared vision is very important. And if I am part of the team, why I am a part of the team? Am I able to share the same vision which the team holds, or a different vision I have? So working for right understanding and right feeling at one end, and then participating in universal human order and human tradition at the other end. So these are two ends. The more I work for right understanding and right feeling within, I am able to naturally participate. If I am contemplating on relationship, I naturally relate to the other. And when I am relating to the other, I pay more attention on the feelings in me, and then I try to transform my feeling, try to develop right understanding. Then accepting the team members with affection, leading to commitment in relationship. So this is very important, that the other team member is not a tool for a project. He is not here to just accomplish a project, right? He is a human being, he is my relative. So project is on the side, activity is there, but basically I am related to you. This kind of feeling is very important. Maybe tomorrow the person is not so active, okay? Tomorrow the person is not able to give time, but I do not simply drop off the person. I simply do not feel unrelated to the person. So I am related. That self-to-self relationship is there. So hand holding, connecting self to self, regular dialogue with the person, right? This is very important. Then involving team members in projects and activities on a regular basis, gradually helping in owning the responsibilities. So we have to engage every team member also, right? There are so many tasks to be accomplished. So if there are team members who do not have any task at hand, then the mentor of the team has to see how the task can be given to the person, right? We have so many things to do. Unless we have undivided society, universal human order and human tradition, there are so many tasks at hand, and there also, once it is there, we will have to sustain it. Sustaining is also going to be a big task, isn't it? So assigning every team member some activity or project, and then discussing, taking feedback, and then developing the present team members into mentors for new team members as value-based leaders grounded in value-based living. So it's not that I have to keep on doing the same thing forever. No. So the next row will get developed, and this is generally happening. Earlier Ganesh ji used to conduct workshops, right? We all were participants. Now he is taking only certain workshops, which have the core of right understanding, and we are taking introductory workshops or other kinds of workshops, and then higher level workshops are also being conducted, and then new participants are joining. I am able to see that the online workshops, the introductory workshop that we are conducting, now it's a completely new team, and we are not even aware that the workshop is running, the team gets built, the responsibilities get shared, right, and the workshop gets completed very naturally. It's in fact the third row. Basically, earlier Ganesh ji was there, then some of us were conducting. Now a fresh team is conducting the workshop very naturally. The quality, of course, has to be always enhanced. So it may be the case that the person who is conducting the workshop for the first time is not delivering up to that quality, but gradually, so for that only we have RP development process in place. We have FAQ sessions, we have learning materials. So some key points regarding owning responsibility. So moving from participation to owning responsibility. So there is a difference between participation and owning responsibility, right? For example, if I have to lift this chair, 3 or 4 of us may lift this chair, right? This is participation. But the person who takes the responsibility that I will not let it fall has owned the responsibility. Once it starts falling, like some of us may withdraw and I am nowhere there, right? But the person who accepts that no, I will not let it fall, that is owning the responsibility. So if I am taking some task at hand, then I will not let it fall. That is owning the responsibility. That is end-to-end responsibility. So this feeling is very important. So I am holding something, but it's not that I'll just let it go if things are not my way. No. In fact, we say that for meetings to continue, 3 things are important: one person, one venue, and one meeting time. The meeting will never stop. Right? In IIT, we used to have one Samtel Center room, which was the venue, one fixed time, and one person was there who is going to be there by 6:14 if the meeting has to start from 6:15. And the meetings never stop for the past 10 years, maybe even more. Then ownership of task at hand, so no need for reminders. So this is something that we all have to work upon. I am also reminded many times. Aprajit will call me for the keynote lecture for the next newsletter. Okay, so we have to keep on working for that. So I have to make a list of responsibilities. For that, I have to be accountable, and I have to deliver on time. Then sharing concerns and challenges with mentor with transparency. So it always the case, there would be concerns, the task is not getting up to the mark, or going to be delivered on time. Then I might have concerns, I might have issues in relationship. I have assigned some task to someone, he is not delivering, or he is insisting upon something which is not up to the mark. This is something very common in a team which might happen. For that, we have to get in dialogue, and if the things don't get resolved, then I have to talk to the mentor, right? And then we have to sit together and have a dialogue and resolve. Then developing a team for the task if required with hand holding. So if something is there which I can do by myself, right, then I will take it up. But if I require a team for that, then I will develop a team around me. So again, with the guidance of the mentor, we develop a team, and then we have meetings, and this is something that we have been doing. There is one thing, like when, for example, if you ask that we have this task at hand, who would like to volunteer? Maybe 15 people will raise hand, yes, I want to volunteer. Next time when we have a meeting for doing the task, then 10 people will appear. Then ultimately when it has to be delivered, only 2 or 3 will be there. Somebody will say that, okay, I do not have that skill. Somebody will say that I do not have time. So building up this team is also very important. Somebody may join for some time and then get dropped. So I do remember that when video editing task was started, many of us volunteered, right, that I am going to do it. But ultimately we know people are not able to continue with that task, and every time a new member has to be added and things like that. So this may be an ongoing task also. Then taking more initiatives. So we can all see that development is not sitting in the corner and just thinking over something. I have to take initiatives. I can come to the mentor, I can come to the team and say that this task is there at hand, I want to take it. I am ready for this. So if translation is due, I would like to volunteer. If some course is to develop, I would like to volunteer, right? If some meeting is to be conducted and people are less, then I want to volunteer. So we have to take initiatives by oneself. Then finishing what you start, not just taking the initiative and keeping in the pocket, right? So we have to finish. In fact, it is generally said that finishing is sometimes more important than starting. For example, this conference is being held. Our task is going to be over by 6 p.m. tomorrow. The people who are organizing here, their task would continue for 1 more month. Finishing the bills, all the arrangements that have been done, right? Writing the reports and all those things. So that finishing task, and it is not very, I'll say, charming or something like that may catch your attention. It is not something which is going to be very much enjoyable, because when people are joining together and sitting and discussing, it appears very enjoyable. But when you have to do something for something which has been over, for example, the international conference is over, but the proceedings are due. You have not been able to complete the proceedings, right? So that kind of thing is very important. And there you have to see whether I am seeking happiness inside or outside. Then complimenting and not complaining every time. This has to be an attitude, not only as a UHV volunteer, right, within oneself also, as an individual. Every time I have to be constructive. Every time I have to be solution centric. If some problem is there, I have to see how it can be solved, right? And this can be a way of life. If the door in my office is creaking and not closing properly, in place of complaining that nobody takes care, I can see how I can solve it. So this kind of attitude is very important working as a team. Then readiness to take feedback. So I have done something and this is final, this is complete, perfect, I am not going to listen anything now. This is not the case. Whenever I deliver, I have to be ready to take feedback. Yes, there is one thing very important, that whatever we do is not going to be perfect in the first go. So there are versions. And for that, I do feel that we have to define our level of expectation. For example, if you are writing a book and you feel that in the first draft it has to be perfect, it will never be completed. So we write one edition, then second edition, and we keep on revising, isn't it? Similarly, if I am doing something, then I have to define my level of expectation. That if this much is accomplished, then the task is done, then we will again revise it or think over it or take review and then go for the next version. This kind of attitude is also very important. Sometimes we try to make things perfect, and then if people are not joining me, they are not working up to a certain mark of quality, I start complaining. Okay, this thing has been done, but you see, these all things are lacking. How it can be presented, how it can. So I have to define that this much is enough for this part, and then we'll work on it further. Then only team members also feel happy joining with you. Otherwise, they will do so many things, and you are still saying that something is due. For example, this room has been cleaned. Okay, it looks nice, but if I come here and say that this is dirty, okay, so the person who has cleaned will not feel happy about it. So this part is also very important. Then learning new skills by oneself. So we can see, like now this is the age of AI. So many things are being done through AI. So we can see how I can learn AI. Now transcription has become so easy. 2 years back, transcription was such a difficult task. It has become so easy. You go to YouTube, you copy, paste, and then it is done, right? You have to make a report. Like in the conference also we saw that we had 3 panel discussions and we had to finally generate the report. So we uploaded the PPT and said that write report in 300 words. It did it. Write report in 3000 words. Again it did it. Right? So we have to keep on learning new skills also. This skill could be some IT related, like how to work in an Excel sheet. Presently, Bhaiya is taking care mostly, or a team around Bhaiya is taking care mostly. How I can work on the Excel sheet, how I can make good PPTs, right? There is one software, Didi, on which you make the newsletter, Canva. How I can learn Canva. Similarly, so many things are there. When you go to the living model, how I can learn farming, how I can learn cooking in the kitchen, right? So all those things are important. So learning new skills. Then ability to continue in spite of all setbacks. So success and failures will be there, right? Sometimes, like yesterday we saw the feedback that we got from chairman AICT was quite enthusiastic, right? But every time we may not be able to get such feedback. We have been working with UGC for a long time, but not that kind of result is coming. But it's not that I will simply drop off. We keep on persevering. So perseverance is very important, even if the setbacks are there. Then finding creative ways and solutions to accomplish. It's not only one way to go about it. There could be multiple ways. If this is not working, what else can work? Right? So presently, let's say the Zoom link sometimes doesn't work. So we try to find out how we can meet on Google Meet, right? How we can do something else. Or if to add to the effectiveness of the session, can the video be turned on? Now if we are turning the video on, then the bandwidth is going down. So what can be done about it? And we can see how international conferences are conducted. So many things we learned in that process. Ensuring source of happiness inside and not outside, in terms of recognition, fame, etc. This is again very important. So now when people are working in a corporate environment, then they have a different kind of approach, right? When we are working as a UHB team, we have a different kind of approach altogether. We are able to see that happiness in continuity can be there only when the source is inside, not outside. So our whole approach is different, working as a team, right? We are not working for recognition, name, fame, etc. Yes, but one thing again is important, like if you are working on something, and the credit is given to someone else, this might be hurting at times, right? Then if that is the case, then talk to the mentor, talk to the people who are taking care of the team. So that has to be ensured, of course, so that justice is done. But again, the focus is justice. The focus is not that I should be getting name and fame. We are not. And even if somebody is even given credit, fine, we can go with that also at times. So this much I wanted to share. Now with this, if there is any question, I can take up, else we can start sharing. If no question is there, then we can start sharing. Jitendra? Mike?
जी नमस्ते सभी को. I am Dr. Raju Panchal from Pune. I work on zero food waste in our institute. I also just inform to you. The big task was around 4,000 students. I have to just serve the food in the InnoVision, that is the annual gathering. And college has been provided the manpower to me. And I am repeating this is the fourth time. So very first I found that I called the meeting. Nobody is attended. Then many difficulties are coming, but I have not reacted to anyone. And just to say that, are you interested to attend the meeting or just as a proposal in the form of proposal? So lastly, now everybody, and I never told to any work to anyone. Just somebody is coming, he asking me, sir, anyone is a work for me? Yes, whatever the work you have, you can be able to do it. Otherwise, it will be, the continuity of the work will be going on. And I'm working since 14 hour, 15 hour like that. So I found that in the team building, the person is looking towards the leader or the head. He wants to say that is his work. So how we can tackle it? This is
say the last sentence.
How we can be able to tackle such type of
previous sentence. Person says,
this is your work. This is your work. So these are the difficulties are coming in front of me like that.
Yeah, so again I'll say that the team with which you are working, so is there right understanding at the core? We are working with right understanding, right feeling, or working for right understanding, right feeling, or we are not keeping this at the core and then working as a team. Then this will not be resolved in that manner. It can be resolved through domination, through something, but not in a cohesive and coherent manner. So essentially we have to develop the right understanding. So we may be taking up so many tasks in the society, but if you are not discussing the proposals, not going through self-exploration, and then trying to ensure mutual happiness, it will not be sustained for sure. That is there. We can have a dialogue there, but again, it will not lead anywhere.
Thank you. Thank you, bhaiya. Ji, namaste.
Ji.
While expressing when there is a concern, I go wrong during the expression. So what to be kept in mind? So that, I don't want to mention it like a complaint, but I feel the other person feels that it's a complaint. So there is something that I am doing wrong. So what to be kept in mind while expressing?
Yes. So 2 to 3 things are here. So first of all, my concern is only the task at hand or also the team member. So if I am concerned about team member also, then I have a different mode of talking. If I am not concerned about the team member, only the task at hand, then I will have different mode of talking. Okay. There also, if the quality is not up to the mark, then we have to discuss that what would be the mark of quality that we are working for. If this much is enough, fine. Otherwise, we can say that you work up to this much, rest I will take care.
Also another question, Vaya. So there is no conducive environment to even express. How do you handle your myself? How do I handle myself?
So handling myself means I have to work for right feeling within me. Handling the other person or the task, maybe either through dialogue if possible. If not possible, then I talk to the mentor.
Thank you, Vaya.
This will work better. In place of carrying grudges or something, better to get into dialogue one-on-one. If not, then talk to the mentor. If the other person insisting something that no, this is the right way, I am saying no, this will not be the right way, this will be the right way. Other person not listening to me. This may be the case. And mostly these are cases when the person is offended by me for something else. And then that is being carried forward. Ji.
What if the members are not ready to listen to the one who is, who is supposed to be the head?
Yeah, so there is lack of acceptance of relationship and
Yeah.
lack of acceptance of the competence also.
Whose competence?
The person who is mentoring the team. So, see, none of us is fully competent, but if I feel that no, he is less competent, he cannot guide me or mentor me, then this kind of thing would be there.
In that case, how to, increase that,
Yeah, so-
feeling?
There, the thing is that I ask myself, how do I develop my competence? When I am expecting from the other, am I able to fulfill this expectation from myself? So I may expect conduct completeness from the other. इसको तो आचरण पूर्ण होना चाहिए, है ना? ठीक? But when I look at myself, I have excuses for myself. I have reasons for myself, right? So there, the empathy is lacking. There, the feeling of trust and complementarity is lacking. So I have to work upon myself. This is a common issue, maybe an ongoing issue, because we are all work in progress. We are developing our competence, working
No,
together.
what I'm asking is, if in a group there are more than one competent person, people are there, and one is made the head, and others do not want to cooperate, because they also wanted to be, spearheading that group. So in that
So if
case,
you are
what?
working, if you are talking about the organization that you are working in or the UHV team,
No, not UHB team.
then that will not be resolved. है ना?
That's what I wanted a solution actually.
Because then people are competing for
Okay.
promotion.
So that's the problem, I cannot get them into this team also, because so that they learn something. They will do that when they want to come.
So there people work for motive of profit or other incentives or promotion, and then they are always competing, backbiting, pulling legs,
That's
all those
what,
things are
that's
there.
what, that's what.
So that's why we have to introduce UHV there. But in this team, we will not find this kind of
No,
scenario.
I'm not talking about this team definitely. Okay, thank you. Vijay.
Several times we are instructing, informing, and then requesting. Few of the people may not join even FDP also. What we have to do them?
Yeah, so see, like some level of competence is required to be ready to understand.
Yes, Bhaiya. They can understand, but they may not.
Yeah, so the readiness is not there, and that can be owing to again several factors. Maybe the other person has been complaining in relation with me on some other count. For example, you are asking your department faculty to attend a workshop, but for example, maybe they are not happy with my behavior due to something, or they are not happy with something that I have done in the past, then they will not listen to me.
No, Bhaiya. Even though we are motivating, this is for your personal growth, everything, they know, but they can't.
Yes, so generally there only if some decision is taken from the top, then it does happen naturally. So in any organization, if the person sitting on the top says that no, everybody has to attend the FDP, otherwise the probation period is not going to be over, or the promotion will not be done, or the increment will not be done, then these things do work there.
So why that only we can attend any other program, whatever we wish. Why we have to attend
Yes,
that?
yes, these are common arguments. So do you think that this is the only way to develop myself? So there I use on simile generally. So there are some questions that people do ask, and I had developed something to be shared there. So for example, if somebody says that, okay, you tell me one person who has got full understanding out of your workshops. Then I say that, okay, let us say that we have medical science in place, so many doctors, nurses, pharmacy. You tell me one person who has become 100% healthy. Does it mean that doctors are of no use, nurses are of no use, medical science is of no use? No. So it has improved, right? Similarly, is this the only way to develop? No, I am not saying that. But when you go to a doctor, do you say that this is the only doctor who can treat me? You go to one doctor who is available. So this is available, and if you try something else, well and good, you can do that. So we can address such issues. Yeah, people will not go in the maybe first attempt. They may take some time. That is always there. But when people go there, so there would be a variety of people. There are some people who are ready to understand, right? I remember one person whom I was insisting in Galgotia University to go and attend the workshop. He was not attending. Then I talked to the HOD. HOD nominated him. He was very angry. Then he was sent to the workshop. He sat there for 2 days. Then he straight away went to Vice Chancellor. That why only me? Every faculty has to attend this workshop. Yeah. Yes, that will be. So see, if you see like there would be a variety of people. So for example, one simile again can be cited here. If you sow, let's say, mustard seeds in a field, for a long time nothing will appear. Then some plants will appear. Then after some time some flowers will appear. Then after some time the whole field is filled with flowers. If you insist that no, this particular plant has to flower first, this will not work. So the ecosystem is getting built up. See, 20 years back people were wondering what this, why this is required. Why a technical institution should run a course on human values. Jitendra, time to nahi hai, continue kare. Achha. Why such an input should be introduced in technical institution? There are other sources for this. So why at all this is required, they were saying. Then they were saying that, okay, if this is required, why should it be a credit course? Why should it have classroom teaching? Why it should have examinations? Why it should have evaluation like that? All those things. Then it was introduced in an audit course. Then it was converted to credit course. And then now people are asking that why we are not doing if everybody is doing. If some question comes from the parliament that what have you done to reduce the number of suicide, they have only one answer. We are running UHV courses. So people are now coming forward naturally to share how we are working for developing the students, to removing the problems of anti-rag, for the ragging, or suicides or psychological issues. Somebody was mentioning that today, as per the data, maximum number of antidepressant medicines are being taken in India, and that also among young people. So if the government asks what are we doing in education to solve this issue, then what will they say? So now it has become a need, and now it is also becoming a part of the system. Many institutions like SRM has done are citing UHV as the best practice, or institutional distinctiveness of NAC. These things are being cited. So now everybody is aware of UHV. And the good thing is that in this whole program, we have removed money from the center. Some particular person or some kind of cult from the center. It is only content and exploration. So it is going very naturally. And this will go naturally across the world if we continue this. So I am not at the center. The right understanding is at the center. I am also looking at it and trying to understand. You are also looking at it, and we are relatives. Now what can be the deterrent in this process? जी भैया गीता दीदी कुछ कह रही हैं. हाँ.
Bhaiya, my problem is, I always think I don't have time, Bhaiya. Suppose if some task comes, I first come to a conclusion that I don't have time. Already I am overloaded like that. my sanskar and my attitude is like that, Bhaiya. How to overcome that?
So you are attending the morning sessions, no?
But still,
So you all have 24 hours. Only that we have to prioritize. So you have to schedule for the day, and we have to prioritize things in life. But good thing is that we have started prioritizing already, attending the morning sessions, attending workshops. ठीक है, there would be a round of questions again, I think, but we have limited time. अच्छा, आलोक भैया and प्रिया दीदी, then maybe we can take questions later.
बस मेरा ये जानना था भैया कि जैसे किसी परिवार में या अपनी टीम में ही लीडर की श्रेष्ठता की प्रति स्वीकृति ना हो या श्रेष्ठता के लिए वो जो प्रयास कर रहा है उसके प्रति स्वीकृति ना हो, तो ऐसे केस में क्या करना चाहिए?
ये कई परिवारों की हालत है तो उसमें बहुत परेशान की जरूरत नहीं, आप अपना काम करिए, है ना और आश्वस्त करते रहिए.
Bhaiya, only one last question, Bhaiya. Earlier, they were my friend. Once I become taking some leadership, I should find some changes in me, Bhaiya, in handling the goal, in handling a goal. Earlier, we were, for example, 10 people were my friends. Now I took one responsibility. Automatically, some issues are coming. That way, I should be the same way, or I should find some tuning in myself as a leader.
See, again, becoming a leader is not the goal.
Okay, Bhaiya.
Value-based living is the goal.
To attain a goal, I need to tune up something in me, or I can proceed.
What is that goal, first of all?
Like project coordinator for final year students.
Yeah, there again you'll see that if the goal is not in line with the comprehensive human goal, there would be issues.
Okay, yeah, okay. Oh.
Because when we are working in the domain of physical facilities, we are focusing on things which are external rewards.
Okay.
I am not getting rewarded internally, then there would be issues like this, very naturally.
Okay.
आइए भैया.
Yeah, namaste everyone. We all welcome Charan sir here. I hope you all are aware of Charan sir. Charan sir is NC UHV coordinator. At initial journey of universal human values, there were very few universities and the bold and the dynamic vice chancellor who came forward and wholeheartedly accepted UHV and rapid action mode kind of things to take UHV to all the colleges. So Charan sir is one of those people. When he was vice chancellor of Bikaner Technical University, at very rapid kind of rapid action, right? He has taken universal human values to students, parents, faculty members, and now sharing the responsibility as national coordinator for universal human values. So Charan sir is there. As and when we get time, we'll listen from him. So we'll continue with our session, sir. अभी हम कंटिन्यू कर लेते हैं सेशन को. स्वागत है आपका. Like there are a lot of questions. How an individual can stand if there is no support, if the technology is not working, if the electricity goes off, if my internet stops working, if my boss doesn't cooperate, if my spouse is not admiring me for something. These questions are there. And there are few people sitting in this hall who also had these questions. But then they found that it is my responsibility. It is my responsibility to solve all of my issues. It is my responsibility to ensure that harmony within, and it is my responsibility to ensure the harmony in the society through my participation. Each one of us are doing it. I'm saying there are few people because these are the people who are leading the UHV activities and the projects. So kind of issues we generally faces and they faces, their issues are more bigger than our issues. Our issues are very simple issues. How to talk to my wife. That's a very simple thing. Or how do I settle my relationship with HOD or Vice Chancellor? These are very simple things. But then bringing all these people together on one platform and selflessly, without any interest, without name, recognitions, fame. As yesterday I mentioned Anil Bhaiya, right? Unsung hero of UHV. So there are, each one of us are hero. But then some of the people who are doing, like the project, all the projects are important, all the activities are important, face-to-face workshop, online workshop, translation work, video editing, content development, resource persons development, regional coordinators development, all these projects. But then we can listen to some of their experiences. So in that series, I would like to call face-to-face team to share experiences. What basically we are interested in understanding three major things, right? The one major thing is what is the process of face-to-face, the technical part, but don't go into the detail of it. Just face-to-face FDP. Face-to-face FDP, okay? Just don't go into the detail of process part, but brief us about the process. That is also important. Second important thing is that when your team is working for these organizations of the face-to-face FDP, how it is helping you for your personal transformation. Okay, this is number 2. And number 3, when you are working in the face-to-face FDP team, you must be having a similar challenges like us. That my team member is not cooperating, or my team member is doubting on my intention, my team member is not recognizing me. Similar, issues you must have been facing or faced. So in such situations, how do you tackle each of these issues? Like some momentary solutions you focuses on, or you always focuses on that all-encompassing solution, that Samajan Samman. Okay? So we'll welcome, we'll listen from them.
So, namaste everyone. I am Ajay Kumar Pal, and so in this presentation, we'll try to summarize it in 20 minutes, and for that, I'll ask Charanjit Bhaiya and Gaurav Bhaiya to join here. So, in that sharing, we will share in parts then. So, please, भैया आप चरणजीत जी आ जाइए प्लीज जी. So we will try to brief and try to share as the pointer shared by Umesh Bhaiya. So like Umesh Bhaiya has termed a term yesterday, unsung heroes. So I request that all of the volunteers who are participating or volunteering in FDP team, kindly raise your hand once so that everyone can get to know that these are the volunteers who are participating in FDP team. So these are the volunteers, and we must appreciate all of them, because on their part I'm sharing here, we all are sharing here. So what this FDP team is all about and what is its objective? In NCCIP 12th meeting, it has been passed that FDPs can be conducted in self-funded mode. And the objective behind conducting in self-funded mode is that to spread UHV in sustainable mode, where finances are shared by the institutions. So in lockdown, many participants get certified, and most of the institutions have 1 or 2 faculties who has certificate for this UHV. So it's time that volunteers and institutions can take initiative on their own. So from November 2022, a draft guideline document has prepared, and first FDP has been conducted at AKS Satna from 6 to 8 November 2022. Since then, today, what is the outcome that Charanjit Bhaiya will share? So then it was a team of 6 volunteers, and now in the face-to-face FDP planning team, there are 56 volunteers, and around 25 to 30 are active volunteers who are actively participating in smoothly organizing and conducting these FDPs. If I briefly talk about the process and the mentor, this activity is being run under the mentorship of Jitendra Bhaiya, And we have a weekly planning meeting of every Tuesday around 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. If I talk about the process, so the process is that there are 3 stakeholders. One is AICTE, another one is host institution, and to help host institution and to mediate with AICTE, there is FDP volunteer team. So AICTE will send invitation to all the institutions, all the AICTE approved institutions, once in every 4 to 6 months. Once this has been sent, guideline document is shared with them, as well as the contact detail of those regional coordinators who are coordinating for this FDP task. Once the invitation has been sent, the interested institution will discuss with the regional coordinator and then apply for the FDP. Further, after approval, after the feedback from the regional coordinator, the approval will be provided and LPC prepares the FDP as per the guidelines and common pre-planning meeting is organized. Then FDP is conducted as per the guidelines, and after that, observer will submit the report through regional coordinator and transcription team to the AICTE, and further eligible participants, the certificates will be released to them. And further host institution will be communicated for their for the appreciation of conducting this FDP and follow-up activities, and further the regional team will follow up with them for the follow-up activities that can be done after the FDP. So this is the brief process. So this is brief process about the FDP. And if I talk about the things that has been developed through this meeting, so initially Jitendra Bhaiya was taking all the meetings and leading in all departments, and he has expanded my vision of what this FDP team can achieve. So initially I was doing the mailing part, so let me share. Initially Charanjit Bhaiya was doing the mailing part. All mailing coordination will be done by Charanjit Bhaiya. Later from Charanjit Bhaiya I was doing this work. After that, Mahesh Bhaiya came into the picture, and Mahesh Bhaiya is doing all this mailing work. After that, Gaurav Bhaiya is doing all this mailing work. So like what Kumar Bhaiya has said, that the responsibilities has been shifted and new volunteers has joined the team and taken the responsibility of particular task. Now primarily Gaurav Bhaiya is doing, but as Mahesh Bhaiya is also aware about that, I am also aware about that, Charanjit Bhaiya is also aware about that. So if Gaurav Bhaiya is pursuing his PhD, then we all are in backup. So that kind of support or assurance we all have regarding one particular sub-activity of this bigger activity. So in this bigger activity, there are many sub-activities, and initially 1 or 2 volunteers is taking the responsibility of all the sub-activities. Like one person is doing the mailing work, one person is conducting the planning meeting, one person is updating the pre-workshop forms, one person is communicating with the RP team, one person is doing all the thing. Later, when from every region, when volunteers joined and volunteers participated, then they took the initiative and taken the responsibilities of this small activities. For example, for every FDP, the pre-workshop form, post-workshop form, and assignment. For 3-day introductory FDP, there are 5 forms. And these 5 forms needs to be updated for every FDP. For every FDP, this needs to be updated with the host institution name, their registration ID, this needs to be updated. So initially there were 3 workshops or 4 workshops per month. Later, when the more requests, there are 10, 12, 15, 20 workshops a month requests. Hai na? So we have divided the task in 2 parts. So one is, we said Hindi belt, and one is, we said English belt. So English speaking region, say South 3 regions, and one is Eastern region, and remaining 4 regions Hindi speaking region. So we created the copies of those forms, and one volunteer has taken the responsibility of these forms for Hindi belt, and one volunteer has taken the responsibility for the English belt. Say suppose for Hindi belt it is taken by NK Sharma Bhaiya, and for English belt it is being done by Vasanti Didi. So how amazingly they are doing this work. When we send the approval letter to the host institution, in that approval letter, in CC, we mention the email ID of these volunteers. So these volunteers get information that this workshop is approved. So they prepare its forms, all the forms they prepare, and send the links to the concerned RC. Once the FDP has been completed, they download all the responses and share the responses to the same concerned RC. Without any WhatsApp communication, without any phone call, by one single email, they get intimation that this workshop is approved and they are doing this. And NK Sharma Bhaiya's daughter's marriage was last month, and on his daughter's marriage day, he was updating the workshop form. And so, and he is not very tech savvy. Once we meet and he said that, भैया ये जो workshop वाला form है, इसको home screen पर pin कर दीजिए, so that it will be convenient for me to open that again and again. But he has taken the responsibility, and till date, we have not received any complaint that this workshop has been organized without the form, until and unless very urgent. है ना? Similarly, in English band, Vasanthi Didi is doing. Due to her personal reasons, she was not able to join the meeting from past 7 to 8 months. But this work has been done by her. No communication, but just her assurance that this is my responsibility and she is being doing this. And we have asked that, Didi, you must prepare some successor, and ask the same to NK Sharma Bhaiya. And I feel that it is our responsibility that the task we are doing, we must prepare our successor within the team, so that as we all are volunteering and we may be sometimes required otherwise in the family or some other place, so the system must not suffer. So in that sense, from 6 volunteers to 30, 40 active volunteers, this has been a very big achievement. We have also evolved sub-teams in this. This post-FDP survey form, all are well aware of that. In that post-FDP survey form, there are feedbacks received from the participants. So when the process got streamlined, then we have the opportunity to enrich the process, and in that process, a team has been evolved who is working for evaluating the feedbacks received from the participants. So some 4 or 5 volunteers, we have one lead volunteer in that. So Soumya Didi is leading that, and Amilal, Manilal Bhaiya, and और भी लोग हैं, नवीन जी हैं, Anupama Didi हैं. So 3-4 volunteers leading by one volunteer. In this big activity, there is one sub-team who is leading a particularly sub-activity, and we are identifying some important feedbacks received, and we have discussed those with mentors as well. So I'm not able to say that this is my team, this is FDP team, and we are collectively doing this. And on every Tuesday, 15 to 20 volunteers are joined every Tuesday. Every Tuesday. They may not be able to participate on every time, but they join and everyone is doing their task on their own. And as far as the challenges are concerned, that I have asked that same question yesterday, that when some of the team members are cut off due to some or any other reason, then it is, I feel that how to communicate with that person so that he or she may remain through the content, the phase will go. So as Kumar Bhaiya said, I just thought this, that the person is important, activity and project is a part. So if the development part of that person is important, so I don't know whether I have developed some leadership qualities or not, but in the process, initially I am a person who you can give me task and I can complete that task. But to assign that task to someone and to make it complete, and in that part to make him develop and to make myself develop is a tedious thing for me. But slowly, I guess the team that is working, they are making me understand that it's not my effort or my guidance, it's a it's a collective effort, and it's everyone's willpower and everyone's own will to learn and to participate in a bigger system that helps in things moving. So, yes, this is from my side. The stat part and their learning part, I think Charanjit Bhaiya will share, and then further what we are expecting and whatever plans that will be shared by Gaurav Bhaiya.
Namaste सभी को. Myself Charanjit Madan. As Ajaypal Bhaiya shared that in November 2022 we got the opportunity to conduct this self-funded FDP, and we received the request from AKS Satna, and on the ad hoc basis we started this. Jitendra Bhaiya assigned me this responsibility that this is a long-going process, and as an experiment we will conduct this FDP, and the participants were around 200 participants in that FDP. Since then we have conducted with the cooperation of all of volunteers around 270 FDPs. So this is the dashboard. Here many spreadsheet, in which one is the workshop dashboard, in which we have the complete information of all the FDPs conducted so far. So till now 270 FDPs, face-to-face FDPs conducted, and certificates are released. So in this sheet we have complete information like the region name, the institute name, the language of FDP, and how many participants are registered, how many are recommended in that. So another one is the statistics part. Out of these 270 FDPs, introductory FDPs are 205, UHV 2 are 58, UHV MDP are 3, holistic human health 1 FDP, and UHV 3 2 FDPs have been conducted, and UHV 4 are 1 at SRM. These 270 FDPs, if we separate these FDPs, these self-funded are 238 and 32 are AICT funded FDPs. After November 2022, 257, because in July 2022, 13 AICT funded FDPs conducted in face-to-face mode, and later on these self-funded FDPs project given name the face-to-face FDP. So we have total 270 FDPs since July 2022. Out of in these FDPs, total registered participants were 23,300 approximate, and total recommended participants are 13,000. The recommendation percentage is around 58%. We have complete statistics around how many are self-funded and how many year-wise. We have also statistics, because when we were presenting this to AICT chairman, and sir says, the honorable chairman sir told that kindly raise this count to 200 FDPs. At present, we are in the stage that in 2023, 89 FDPs were conducted. In 2024, 115, and in last 3 months, 28 FDPs have been conducted. So this is the region-wise dashboard. We can see the region-wise FDPs count, like CRO 20 FDPs conducted, ERO 18, and in the next rows we can see the how many participants were registered and recommended. We have also the statistics that how many vice chancellors, directors, and participants of different designation were there. जी, अब जितना भी all that statistics part after the conducting the FDP, the main part is the post FDP data submission, and at present, Akash Bhaiya is helping me in making the transcript part, and very beautifully and very sincerely, Akash Bhaiya is taking this responsibility. All the regional coordinators who are submitting the post-FDP data are here. So it is my expectation, it is our expectation, because it is our seniors also suggested that kindly release the certificate within a week. Because when we were participant, we were eagerly waiting after the attending the FDP, when our certificate will come. So participant always wait. So if we are in a stage that we are submitting the data within 2 days, then next 2 days our transcript team will compile the data and share with our mentors, seniors, and they will review the data. and then next 2 days we will share this data to the AICT team for the release of the certificate. So the first part is to share the post-FDP data. And in post-FDP data, 2 to 3 main important part. First one is as shared by Ajaypal Bhaiya, that is the assignment and post-FDP submission. That is, we are getting on time. Naveen Bhaiya also shared the regional coordinator and to the central team. We also received directly from the NK Bhaiya and Vasanti Didi the data, so no issue at that end. The main thing is the attendance part by the observer. So as a solution for this, we are thinking, because we have received some names also to help in this project, like Himanshu Dwivedi Bhaiya and Jaiprakash Bhaiya. So we were thinking as a experimental that one volunteer, dedicated volunteer, should be assigned duty that before starting of the FDP, he or she will coordinate with the observer regarding to sensitize the process part and how to compile the data and how to submit the data. And many times we received the data from the RCs, and that attendance, main part is the attendance part. Attendance part is missing. So sometimes attendance is present, but that is not in the proper format. Like we need the attendance as in present. If the participant fully attended the FDP, if 25% part is missing P1, 50% missing P2, 75% missing P3, and otherwise absent part. But observer take some other, if he or she is not sensitized about this process, he may put absent AB, 0, 1, 1.5, and in this category. So we have to again move the data back to the RCs and to compile. And sometimes we directly communicate with the observer and kindly provide the data in this format. So if we think that this process should be more enriched, so cooperation of all RCs are required, and your inputs are valuable to sensitize and to enrich the process, complete process. Thank you from my side.
So, namaste to all. So, I'll be focusing on two things. Basically, the future plan and some challenges. And one of the major thing which I would like to share, which Umesh Bhaiya had also told, that my own learning. I would also share about that. One important thing which just Ajay Bhaiya and Charan Bhaiya shared was that in 2023, we had 89 FDPs. In 2024, we had 115 FDPs. And this year, we are targeting 200 FDPs. And most probably, in the time to come, and as Honorable AICT Chairman and Jiten Bhaiya has shared, that we have to go for 1,000 FDPs. For that, we need a number of resource persons. And the present status of resource persons, if we say, that is, if I'll get the exact figure, that is resource persons is 28, the co-facilitator is 25, and the observer is 150. So if I am visualizing, or my road ahead is for 1,000 FDPs, in that case, the ratio comes out to be around about 83. So, or 90 resource persons which we require. So this is one of the challenges or future challenges which we are feeling, which is ahead, and we hope that our team is going to overcome this also. Secondly, till now we have 13600 participants who have gone through this process. So we have to develop a process for their follow-ups. A systematic process that we have conducted an FDP and now we leave them, that is not required. Rather, some type of follow-up for, again, contacting them, and a well-defined process is required. That is also one of the future plans. Contributors certificate, that is in process also. And we have also visualized that we are going to estimate that how region-wise target we have achieved. For example, we have the count, so 1:60, that is the ratio which is required for faculties, and for UHV2, and for UHV introductory part, we require 1:20. Are we able to get it or not? So that estimate has to be done. So these are certain future plans which I have shared. Now, one of the important things specifically regarding my self-development is that, yes, there are certain situations, as Didi has just mentioned, that it may happen that which we may feel that I am now overloaded and I am not able to do, and that still happens. But what I feel is that instead of looking it as a pressure, I feel it as an opportunity. When I'm saying I feel it as an opportunity, that means, for example, I have to do all this work. Apart from that, I'm working in an organization where my role is also as the head of department and looking after the department there. And also with that, my family members. And along with my own key development, which is also required. Now, when there is a lot of pressure, I have only felt that as we have, जैसे जैसे मैं काम करता गया, जैसे चीज़ें आगे बढ़ती गई, मुझे लगता लगा कि मेरे जो स्किल है, इन्हांस है, या जो मेरी काबिलियत थे, चीज़ों को मैं कर ले रहा था, वो धीमे धीमे इन्हांस होता गया. सेकेंडली, जो मेरे लिए एक मौका मिलता था, वो ये मिलता है कि जब कभी ऐसी सिचुएशन आती है, जैसे आप लोग की तरफ से कभी कभी मुझे व्हाट्सएप मैसेज आते हैं कि अर्जेंटली एक लेटर निकालना है, और मैं ऐसी सिचुएशन में फंसा हुआ हूँ, मैं आपसे शेयर नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ. ऐसी पॉसिबिलिटी बन सकती है. अपने मेरे अंदर क्या चल रहा है, मैं उसको कैसे उसको टैकल कर रहा हूँ, कैसे मैं उसको देख पा रहा हूँ, कैसे मैं उसको पूरा करूँगा, इसको भी मुझे क्लोजली देखने का मुझको मौका मिलता है. शायद मुझको ये लगता है कि ये जो जब हम वर्ड बोलते हैं प्रेशर, तो प्रेशर वर्ड अपने आप में एक ऐसी फीलिंग लाता है कि हम कर नहीं पा रहे हैं. इसको बस कन्वर्ट कर दें, प्रेशर नहीं, अपॉर्चुनिटी है. तो ये अगर फीलिंग आने लगती है तो फिर जो जितना काम है वो बहुत सहजता से होता भी जाता है, और जो डेवलपमेंट हमारी है, चाहे वो स्किल को लेकर हो, चाहे वो व्यवहार को लेकर हो, जब मैं लोगों से बात करता हूँ, लोगों से मिलता हूँ, दोनों चीज़ों को और एसेस और बेहतर करने का मुझको मौका मिलता है. ये मेरी कुछ अपने डेवलपमेंट को लेकर मैं शेयर करना चाह रहा था. ठीक है, थैंक यू. कोई अगर क्वेश्चंस हों या किसी के तो पूछ सकते हैं हम में से.
Yes, so thank you, face-to-face team. When Bhaiya has asked how many volunteers are participating in face-to-face workshop, almost 90% of the volunteers sitting in this hall have raised their hands. So good, 270 FDPs, I mean, you can simply multiply it by 4. So approximately, how many days? 1,100 days, right? 1,100 days. 1,100 days continuously the workshops had happened in the past, and now the team is targeting to conduct 200 FDPs in a year. And that is the potential of we all. We all are working, right? This much potential we have, and we can target to 200, we can target to 1,000 FDPs also. All those things which are required, like the more number of resource persons, the more number of co-facilitators, the more number of observers, all those things are happening. Tomorrow's resource persons are also sitting in this hall, tomorrow's co-facilitators also sitting here. It's only when I start taking my responsibility, right? That's the only time. The moment I start taking my responsibility, the things happens. It happens very naturally. We used to have so many suggestions for taking content to the schools, school education, right? Here is Team Madhya Pradesh has taken this responsibility. So they have taken this responsibility that we will take up this question, this content to all the schools of Madhya Pradesh. So Satya Bhaiya and Kesri Bhaiya are here, who will, give informations about their project, Universal Human Values in the School Education of Madhya Pradesh. So welcome Bhaiya, Satya Prakash Bhaiya and Kesri Chand Bhaiya. Just imagine how we are struggling to take up the content to college level. The network of the college is very small as compared to the school networks. The number of schools are always more than the number of colleges, right? But they are taking the universal human values content to the schools of Madhya Pradesh. So their challenges are bigger than our challenges. What do you think? This is bigger than how do I talk to my wife? Right? This is bigger, right? So let us focus on these issues now. This wife, husband, HODs, dean, okay, they are there. Yes, भैया.
धन्यवाद. नमस्ते, नमस्ते सभी को. मैं इधर आ जाऊं ताकि ये दिखाई भी दे. ये
Yesterday we told him that you have a bigger role to play. So he's here with us.
ये राज्य आनंद संस्थान आनंद विभाग के बारे में मतलब मैं कल से हूँ तो बहुत सारे लोगों ने अलग अलग समय में बात की कि सुना बहुत है लेकिन होता क्या है ये नहीं पता. तो जो होता है मैं बता देता हूँ पहले, फिर उसके बाद जो टीम और उससे संबंधित बातचीत है उसको करेंगे. तो राज्य आनंद संस्थान मध्य प्रदेश शासन ने 2016 में एक विभाग बनाया था और उसके पीछे सोच यही थी कि स्टेट लोगों के कल्याण के लिए काम करता है तो लोगों का कल्याण जिसमें निहित है वो काम करने की भी आवश्यकता है और वो लोगों के आंतरिक आनंद और आंतरिक समझ को विकसित करने का भी एक ज़रूरी मुद्दा है. इसके डिटेल में मैं बात नहीं करूँगा. इस तरह के कुछ हमारे प्रोग्राम हैं जो आनंद को कैसे हम समझ सकते हैं और उसको कैसे अनुभूति कर सकते हैं, फील कर सकते हैं, उसके लिए हम करते हैं. उसमें अलविराम एक कार्यक्रम है, उसके कुछ फोटोग्राफ्स हैं. आनंद क्लब एक सामूहिक गतिविधि है जिसमें हम सेवा और परोपकार के कामों को बढ़ावा देने के लिए आनंदकों के समूह से करते हैं. आनंदम केंद्र ऐसे ये जॉय ऑफ गिविंग या आप मदद करके जो हमारे पास आवश्यकता से अधिक है उसको दूसरों के उपयोग के लिए छोड़ जाएं और जो मेरे लिए आवश्यक है उससे ले लें, ताकि ये जो विनिमय कोष वाला पूरा एक कॉन्सेप्ट है हमारा एक कार्य है वो इस संदर्भ में सोचा गया था. आनंद उत्सव एक गांव के लिए कार्यक्रम है. आनंद सभा मेनली जिसके लिए हमें बात करनी है. तो आनंद सभा जब हम लोग शुरुआत किए तो बहुत सारे काम करने के बाद ये महसूस हुआ कि लोगों का कहना है कि ये जो पूरा आनंद का या जो अंदर अपने आप से जुड़ के अपने सेल्फ को समझने का पूरा जो प्रयास है ये प्रक्रिया तो बहुत अच्छी है लेकिन समय बहुत निकल गया. तो अगर हमें पहले पता होता तो ज़्यादा अच्छे से अपने जीवन को हम नियोजित कर पाते. तो उस अर्थ में हमने सोचा कि ये बात बच्चों तक पहुंचनी चाहिए, बच्चों के साथ ये कार्यक्रम किया जाना चाहिए. और संयोग से उस समय लॉकडाउन का समय जब आया था तो यूएचबी टीम के साथ एक हम लोगों ने ऑनलाइन वर्कशॉप किया जिसमें हमारी विभाग की मंत्री भी शामिल हुई. और कल थे हमारे साथ प्रोफेसर रजनीश अरोड़ा जी ने वो 3 घंटे का छोटा सा सेशन किया था जिसमें ये पूरे कंटेंट को उन्होंने प्रस्तुत किया और वो इतना अच्छा लगा हमारे विभाग के अधिकारियों को भी और पर्टिकुलरली हमारी मिनिस्टर को. तो उन्होंने तुरंत उसके अगले हफ्ते ही एक 7 डे का ऑनलाइन वर्कशॉप कुमार भैया ने उसको संयोजित किया था. वो वर्कशॉप किया गया और उसमें मैं एक चीज़ मेंशन करना भूल गया, हमारा जो पूरा कार्यक्रम है ये वॉलंटियर बेस है. तो हमारे वॉलंटियर हैं जो निःशुल्क सेवा भाव से आनंद के प्रसार में जुड़े हुए हैं और मध्य प्रदेश में लगभग 1,20,000 अभी हैं वॉलंटियर्स और इनके माध्यम से ही हम सारे कार्यक्रम करते हैं. तो उस कार्यक्रम में ऑनलाइन वर्कशॉप में करीब 150 से 200 वॉलंटियर्स इस तरह से पूरे प्रदेश से जुड़े और उसके बाद दिनंतर हर महीने हम 1-2 वर्कशॉप ऐसा करते रहे. जैसे ही लॉकडाउन ख़त्म हुआ हमने फेस टू फेस वर्कशॉप की प्रक्रिया शुरू कर दी और बाद में भानु भैया और इस तरह तमाम यूएचबी और एआईसीटी के बहुत सारे लोग आ भी चुके हैं. तो हम लोगों ने इस काम को शुरू किया और स्कूल एजुकेशन डिपार्टमेंट के साथ पैरेलली बातचीत शुरू की कि कैसे बच्चों तक इस पूरे बातचीत को पहुंचाने के लिए प्रयास किया जाए. और कुछ इस तरह का परिदृश्य भी बना था और ख़ास तौर से जो नई शिक्षा नीति 2020 की वजह से जिसमें ख़ास तौर से इस बात को रेखांकित किया गया था कि वैल्यू एजुकेशन और इस तरह के चर्चा बच्चों के साथ की जानी, मूल्यबोध की खास बात की गई थी, करना है. तो स्कूल एजुकेशन भी थोड़ा पहले से ही उनके दिमाग में बात थी कि इसको आगे ले जाना है और हमारा जब प्रपोजल गया तो उनके लिए आसान था सहमति जताना कि इस काम को किया जाए. अब एक बड़ा चैलेंज ये था, जैसे मैं भी आपसे बात कर रहा हूँ और कल से 90% पूरी बातचीत ही इंग्लिश में हुई है, मैं हिंदी में बोल रहा हूँ। तो मध्य प्रदेश की एक तरह से खासियत है, लिमिटेशन भी है कि हमें सारी बातचीत हिंदी में ही करनी है। कंटेंट था पहले से, लेकिन वो अंग्रेजी में था, ज़्यादातर कंटेंट अंग्रेजी में उपलब्ध था। हिंदी में इस तरह का कोई व्यवस्थित जो बच्चों के साथ ले जाया जा सके इस तरह का कंटेंट था नहीं। तो एक बड़ी चुनौती हमारे सामने थी कि कैसे इस पूरी बातचीत को हिंदी में, वो भी बच्चों के अनुकूल, कॉलेज और टेक्निकल इंस्टीट्यूट में चलाने का तो अनुभव था हमारा, लेकिन बच्चों के साथ कैसे इस बातचीत को किया जाए, एक बड़ा मुद्दा था। तो यूएचबी टीम या आईसीडी के जो लोग थे, ख़ास तौर से मध्य प्रदेश में जो पीजीबीटी कॉलेज होता है, जो टीचर्स ट्रेनिंग इंस्टीट्यूशन है, उसमें टीचर्स जो पढ़ाई करने आए थे, अपनी ट्रेनिंग करने आए थे, उनके साथ मिलके हमने पहले एक 8 दिन की उनके साथ वर्कशॉप की। 8 दिन के पूरे वर्कशॉप के प्रोसेस से वो गुजरे और उसके बाद फिर उनके साथ मिलके इस पूरे कंटेंट को पहले हिंदी में अनुवादित किया और फिर बच्चों के हिसाब से 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th 4 कक्षाओं के लिए 4 पाठ्यक्रम तैयार किए गए। और पूरा जो हमारा विभाजन है इस तरह किया गया है कि पहले हिस्से में 9th में हमने स्वयं के बारे में विस्तार से बात की और बाकी 3 हिस्सों को थोड़ा संक्षिप्त रखा। 10th के बच्चों के साथ हमने परिवार के बारे में बात की, इसी तरह से 11th के बच्चे में समाज और 12th के बच्चों में प्रकृति अस्तित्व के बारे में बातचीत की और बाकी कंटेंट को भी रखा, ताकि एक बच्चा अगर 9th, 10th करने के बाद किसी वजह से ड्रॉप आउट भी हो जाए तो उसको पूरे कंटेंट के बारे में जानकारी मिल जाए। और ये करिकुलम और ये पाठ्यक्रम डेवलप करने के बाद उस समय बीच में वो आपको ध्यान होगा 2021 में भी लॉकडाउन फिर से आ गया था और उसके बाद इस जैसे ही थोड़ा माहौल ठीक हुआ तब तक हमारा एक कंटेंट डेवलपमेंट का काम चल रहा था। जैसे ही स्कूल खुले तो हमने कक्षा 8वीं के बच्चों के साथ, क्योंकि 9वीं 10वीं के एग्ज़ाम चल रहे थे, तो 8वीं के बच्चों के साथ इस पूरे पाठ्यक्रम को लेके गए ताकि एक तरह से उसकी प्री टेस्टिंग हो जाए, पायलट टेस्टिंग हो जाए कि ये काम करता है कैसे, बच्चों के साथ कैसे काम करता है। तो मैं लॉकडाउन का इसलिए रेखांकित कर रहा हूँ कि आप ध्यान रखिए 2 साल बच्चे स्कूल नहीं गए थे, तो जो 8th में थे एक्चुअली वो 6th 7th के बच्चे थे, वो 8th उन बच्चों के साथ भानु भैया ने पूरे समय इस पूरे कंटेंट को ले गए, करीब 8 दिन 9 दिन रहे। राजुल भैया का मार्गदर्शन लगातार, ख़ास तौर से जब हम पुस्तक विकसित कर रहे थे उस समय मिलता रहा। और बच्चों के जो फीडबैक हैं, जिस तरह से उन्होंने रिस्पांस किया पूरी बातचीत को लेके, उसने हमारे उत्साह को बहुत बढ़ाया। ये कार्यक्रम तो बहुत ही अच्छे से बन गया है और ये रिसीव भी अच्छे से होगा। तो 2022-23 वाले सत्र के लिए हमने 6 वर्कशॉप के माध्यम से 600 के आसपास शिक्षकों की तैयारी की, ताकि ये लोग अपनी अपनी कक्षाओं में इस कंटेंट को लेके जाएं। और साथ में जो प्राचार्य हैं विद्यालयों के, प्राचार्य उपप्राचार्य, उनके साथ भी बातचीत थी, ताकि जो शिक्षक विद्यालय में कार्यक्रम को चलाने वाले हैं उनको आवश्यक सहयोग हो प्राचार्य महोदय देते रहें। और उसके बाद 1 साल तक जो पूरा कार्यक्रम हमारा चला, उसके अनुभव ने बताया कि इसको विस्तारित किया जाना चाहिए और फिर स्कूल एजुकेशन डिपार्टमेंट के लोगों ने मदद भी की। तो हमारे पास जो विस्तार की संभावना उस समय बन रही थी, तो भोपाल शहर के सारे 66 विद्यालय प्लस 300 सीएम राइज और लगभग 54 थे 55 मॉडल स्कूल, उनके साथ हमने उनके टीचर्स को फिर से सेकेंड ईयर में 24-25 में ट्रेनिंग दी और उनके साथ फिर कार्यक्रम को आगे बढ़ाए। तब तक AICTE के साथ एक हमारा समझौता हुआ था, जिसके तहत हमने उनसे मांग की थी कि कम से कम 3-4 रिसोर्स पर्सन को हमारे यहाँ भेज दिया जाए ताकि इस पूरे काम को आगे बढ़ाया जा सके। तो दिलसाद भैया और केसरी भैया हमारे साथ हैं, वो आ गए थे और इनके आने की वजह से अच्छा हुआ कि ये पूरा काम बहुत तेज़ी से बढ़ा आगे। और हमने भोपाल शहर के 66 विद्यालय प्लस जो पूरे मध्य प्रदेश में सीएम राइज और मॉडल स्कूल थे, एक्सीलेंस स्कूल थे, वहाँ पे लगभग सारे विद्यालय में इनकी पर्सनल विजिट हुई। और पर्सनल विजिट का अर्थ ये था कि जो शिक्षक इस पूरे पाठ्यक्रम को चला रहे हैं उनके साथ बैठ के उनको समझा जाए कि उनको क्या कठिनाई आ रही है, क्या अनुभव हैं, कैसे पूरा कार्यक्रम चल रहा है, किस तरह से उनको अब मदद की आवश्यकता है, उनके व्यक्तिगत जीवन में इसका क्या प्रभाव पड़ा, उन सारी बातों को कैप्चर किया गया और उसके परिणाम स्वरूप जो उनका उत्साह है, उसके बाद हमने इस बार तय किया है कि मध्य प्रदेश के सभी जिलों के कम से कम 2 शिक्षकों को, जो 9वीं से 12वीं तक के विद्यालय हैं, कम से कम 2 शिक्षकों को इस पूरे वर्कशॉप से गुजारा जाए ताकि एक साथ हम सारे प्रदेश में इस कार्यक्रम को ले जा सकें। तो आगामी जो ग्रीष्मकालीन अवकाश है उसमें लगभग 3000 शिक्षकों की और 2 प्राचार्य की 2 वर्कशॉप प्राचार्यों के साथ करने की आवश्यकता है, तो वो कर रहे हैं। तो ये तो एजुकेशन के साथ जो हमारा प्रयोग चल रहा है। इसके अलावा यूएचबी के पूरे कॉन्सेप्ट पे आधारित 2 और कार्यक्रम हैं। एक है हमारा आनंद ग्राम, और आनंद ग्राम से आशय है कि जो एक गांव की इकाई के रूप में लिया जाए और गांव में पूरे तरह से जो 5 आयाम हैं, पांचों आयाम को देखा जाए शिक्षा संस्कार के साथ साथ। उसमें उत्पादन भी हो, न्याय के बारे में बात हो, उनके विनिमय कोष के बारे में बात हो। तो ये बंद हो गया। अच्छा, ये कुछ अखबारों में हमारे बारे में बात छपता रहता है। तो हमने हर जिले के एक गांव को आनंद ग्राम के रूप में चयन किया है और प्रयास ये कर रहे हैं कि सबसे पहले जो इस पूरे काम का आधार बनता है कि जब तक उस गांव का व्यक्ति, उस गांव का कोई युवा व्यक्ति या कोई भी इस बात की ओनरशिप न ले कि हमें अपने गांव को आनंदित ग्राम या जो भी उसको हम नाम दें, मॉडल विलेज, एक्सीलेंस विलेज, आइडियल विलेज, आनंद ग्राम, कुछ भी कहें, वो बनाने के पीछे जब तक उसकी सोच नहीं होती, बाहर से उस कोई सपोर्ट काम करेगा नहीं। तो हमने प्रयास किया है कि हर जो हमने चयनित किए हैं ग्राम, हर गांव के कम से कम 10 युवाओं के साथ एक वर्कशॉप की जाए और उस वर्कशॉप में उनको पूरे जीवन का परिदृश्य के बारे में बात करें और जीवन के लक्ष्य के रूप में हमारा गांव आनंदित ग्राम बन सके, इसको वो अडॉप्ट करें। और इस तरह के करीब 4 वर्कशॉप हमने किए हैं अलग अलग, जिसमें गांव के युवाओं को, खासतौर से जो पंचायत के सचिव हैं, रोजगार सहायक हैं, जनप्रतिनिधि के रूप में मध्य प्रदेश में पंच बोलते हैं, पंच या सरपंच, इस तरह के लोग उसमें शामिल हों, महिलाएं बड़ी संख्या में आई। तो इस तरह से कुछ गाँव में हमने शुरुआत की है और उद्देश्य, मतलब इसका लक्ष्य यही है कि गांव के लगभग सभी व्यक्तियों के साथ हम इस पूरे कंटेंट को शेयर करें और उसके साथ हैंड होल्डिंग सपोर्ट इस तरह का करें कि उनके जीवन में कुछ बदलाव आए। एक गांव है पहाड़िया धोबन, दमोह एक ज़िला है मध्य प्रदेश में, वहाँ पे तो वहाँ का एक युवा है जो पहले सिटी बैंक में सिंगापुर में नौकरी करता था। किसी वजह से उसने सोचा कि ये सब मुझे अब नहीं करके अपने गांव में रह के अपने परिवार के साथ रहना है, तो वापस गांव आ गया और वो उसका पूरा परिवार वो पास के एक कोऑपरेटिव बैंक में वो नौकरी करता है और गांव में रहता है, खेती करता है। तो उसके साथ जो उसका पूरी टीम थी, उन लोगों को हमने पहले टारगेट किया कि इनके साथ काम करना ज़्यादा ठीक रहेगा, क्योंकि इनमें वो लॉ कहते हैं ना जो थोड़ा है पहले से ही, तो वो वहाँ पे हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं। इसके अलावा अभी प्रयास ये है कि जो नई हमारी सरकार बनी है वो कुछ गोकुल ग्राम और नंद ग्राम बना रहे हैं, तो उन गाँव में भी उनके युवाओं के साथ काम करेंगे। मध्य प्रदेश में एक जन अभियान परिषद है जो गांव में छोटी छोटी लोगों की समूह बनाते हैं, पृष्ठपोषण समितियां कहते हैं। तो उस पृष्ठपोषण समितियों के माध्यम से भी हम गांव में, खासतौर से जो आनंद ग्राम में काम करने वाली समितियां हैं, उन समिति के लोगों को हम इस वर्कशॉप से गुजारेंगे जिससे उनकी तैयारी हो सके। एक और कार्यक्रम है हमारा आनंद की ओर। तो ये जो शिक्षा या इस तरह के संस्थागत स्वरूप में जो लोग नहीं हैं, उन सारे सामान्य लोगों के लिए हमने एक यूएचबी कार्यक्रम को 3 दिवस में पहले किया है कि 3 दिवस का एक छोटा सा परिचय माइक्रो इंट्रोडक्शन के रूप में जाए, और उसके बाद फिर जिनका मन बनता है उसमें से 6 दिवस और फिर आगे के प्रक्रिया में जो हम सबकी यात्रा रही है वो जुड़ सकें। महत्वपूर्ण मुद्दा जो है जिसमें इस पूरे काम जो बताने में जितना मुझे आसान लग रहा है, इस पूरे काम को करने के दौरान जो टीम, और क्योंकि ये जैसा मैंने बताया कि वॉलंटियर बेस पूरा हमारा सेटअप है, राजानंद संस्थान के भोपाल ऑफिस में हम कुल 4-5 लोग हैं जो पूरे काम को करते हैं, तो निश्चित तौर पे हमें बहुत सारे टीम और वॉलंटियर टीम की ज़रूरत पड़ने वाली थी, पड़ी भी। तो टीम बिल्डिंग के लिए जो मेरी अपनी समझ है, जो हमने किया भी, कि सबसे पहली आवश्यकता तो ये है कि जो भी टीम मेंबर हैं उन सबके साथ जो हमारा सबसे बड़ा लक्ष्य है, जैसे हम कहते हैं कि एक विश्व परिवार या एक आनंदित समाज बनाने के लिए जो हमारा लक्ष्य है उससे जोड़ना। जब तक उस विजन की क्लैरिटी नहीं होगी तब तक वो छोटे छोटे मुद्दे बड़े होते रहेंगे हमेशा, लेकिन बड़े मुद्दे एक बार क्लियर हो जाते हैं तो छोटे छोटे मुद्दे छोटे ही रहेंगे और छोटी आधार पे उसको सॉल्व किया जा सकता है। तो ये हमने किया। दूसरा किया कि जो भी हम तय करते थे उसको शेयर्ड करने में सबसे ज़्यादा हमें अच्छा लगता था कि जो कुछ भी तय है वो सबके साथ शेयर्ड है हर लेवल पे। तो जब हम शेयरिंग कर देते हैं तो हर एक को अपने रोल, अपने दायित्व के बारे में, अपनी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी के बारे में और अपने काम के बारे में स्पष्टता होती है। तो ऐसे समय में फिर वो बार बार उनको टोकने की या उसको गाइडेंस की आवश्यकता नहीं पड़ती, वो फिर उस तरह से कर लेते हैं। और तीसरा और सबसे महत्वपूर्ण मुद्दा ये है कि हर एक को पूर्ण रूप से स्वीकार करना। उसमें बहुत सारी, हम सब में है, बहुत सारी कमियां हैं, लेकिन बहुत सारी हमारी विशेषताएं भी हैं। तो उस व्यक्ति को, उस टीम मेंबर को हम उसकी कमियों के साथ स्वीकारते हैं, ये जानते हुए कि ये व्यक्ति थोड़ा लापरवाह है। अगर 6 बजे का समय दिया है तो 6 बजे नहीं जा पाएगा, लेकिन इस स्वीकारता के साथ कि इसको 6 बजे के पहले एक बार याद दिलाना पड़ेगा, तबे चला जाएगा। तो ये हमने किया। और जिस तरह से हमारा विस्तार हो रहा है और हमें इस बात का बिल्कुल एहसास है कि हमें बड़ी संख्या में लोगों की आवश्यकता पड़ेगी, तो इस पे हमने पहले दिन से ही ध्यान देना शुरू किया है। और इवन जो पहला हमारा ऑनलाइन मीटिंग हुई थी उसमें ही हमने तय किया कि अगर 150 लोग जुड़ने, समझो बस 2 मिनट और, 150 लोग जुड़ने वाले हैं तो उसमें से कम 20-20 लोगों के हम 5-6 ग्रुप बना दें जो एक दूसरे को केवल ये ध्यान रखें कि सबने ज्वाइन कर लिया या नहीं कर लिया। क्योंकि सब पहली बार ये था कि पूरे दिन का ऑनलाइन हमें वर्कशॉप करनी थी, तो वहाँ से शुरू हुआ। और फिर जैसे जैसे लोग जिम्मेदारी लेते गए, जैसे जैसे दायित्व लेते गए, फिर उनका उसी अनुरूप उनका आगे प्रोग्रेस क्या हो सकता है, उसके बाद की स्टेप में क्या हो सकता है, चरणबद्ध तरीके से जा रहे हैं। और अभी स्थिति ये है कि पिछले हफ्ते हमने एक ऑनलाइन वर्कशॉप की बच्चों के साथ, जिसमें करीब 5000 के आसपास बच्चे जुड़े, 200 विद्यालयों में उसका लाइव स्ट्रीम किया गया और सारे टीचर्स और वॉलंटियर्स उसमें मध्य प्रदेश से, ज़्यादातर उसमें मध्य प्रदेश के वॉलंटियर थे, तो हम इस स्थिति में आ पाए हैं। मैंने आपका समय ले लिया, किसी भी कुछ जोड़ना है जरूर जोड़ दीजिए।
जी सभी को नमस्ते। अधिकतर बात तो भैया ने बता दी, चूँकि समय भी हो चला है, 1-2 बात मैं बता देता हूँ। जो हमारी टीम डेवलप हो रही है उसके लिए हम कुछ मीटिंग्स वगैरह करते हैं। तो इस प्रकार की एक हमारी मंगलवार को मीटिंग चलती है और एक बुधवार को चलती है। जो नए वॉलंटियर जुड़ते हैं उनके साथ हम बुधवार को मीटिंग करते हैं, उनकी थोड़ी सी गति बनती है, थोड़ी और समझ बनती है, तो उनके साथ मंगलवार को हम एक मीटिंग करते हैं। और इस पूरे कार्यक्रम में शनिवार को आनंद सभा होती है, तो उससे एक दिन पहले शुक्रवार को हम सभी टीचर्स के साथ में एक वीकली मीटिंग करते हैं। तो कंटेंट कैसे डिलीवर हो, उसमें यहाँ NK शर्मा भैया है, पवनिंदर भैया है, वंसना दीदी है, सब लोग जुड़ के बहुत सहयोग भी किया है इन्होंने। तो इस प्रकार से हम 3 मीटिंग भी चलाते हैं। और उसके अलावा ये पूरा जो अभी तक 23-24 में 1202 टीचर्स को हमने अभी तक ट्रेनिंग दी है। और मध्य प्रदेश के जो विद्यालय भ्रमण जिसका भैया जिक्र कर रहे थे, उसका काफ़ी फ़ायदा भी मिला है कि अभी जो हमारी 30 वर्कशॉप हो रही है मई और जून में, और उसके अलावा 4 वर्कशॉप जो इस कंटेंट को आगे एज ए रिसोर्स पर्सन की तरह या उसे एक टेक्निकल टर्म से वहाँ की मास्टर ट्रेनर उस रूप में डेवलप हो पाए और उसे आगे बढ़ा पाए। तो ऐसे 440 यानी एक ज़िले से 8 वॉलंटियर को एक ऐसा हमारे शिक्षा विभाग से आग्रह हुआ है, अनुरोध हुआ है कि 440 टीचर्स को हम तैयार कर पाएँ। तो जो जितनी भैया ने बात की उस बात में मेरी तरफ से इतना ऐड था, चूँकि भैया ने कहा समय भी हो चला है, तो मेरी बात पूर्ण हुई। धन्यवाद।
Yeah, so basically Rajya Anand Sansthan is a department of Madhya Pradesh. It's a government department. Through this department, Madhya Pradesh government was trying to make every citizen of Madhya Pradesh as the carrier of Anandam. During the lockdown period, this Rajya Anand Sansthan came in contact with Universal Human Values. They have gone through an online UHV FDP and have found that that Ananda, it can be established within only. So to live with this continuous state of Anand, it's important to have this right understanding and right feeling. So they got connected with Universal Human Values. And since then, they got the clarity that this is a tool. What is the tool? To develop the right understanding and right feeling in every individual that can bring the Anandam in every citizen of Madhya Pradesh. Because this is the the responsibility of this particular department. So understood the importance of education. Education can transform the people. So they have taken up this education to the school level. Initially, we always need to run a pilot project. So that pilot project has started with very limited identified school, but a very incentive pilot project. In the process, they have developed the teachers of that particular schools. They have developed the content, the books, the workbooks and everything. And that pilot project has given them confidence and the sort of impact they were able to see. As Satya Bhaiya has mentioned, they literally went and discussed with every teacher who was involved into this the pilot project. Look at the commitment. And all this activity is, he said that we 4 or 5 people sit in the Bhopal office, but there are approximately 120,000 volunteers are involved into this activity. These are volunteers like us. So 120,000 volunteers are going to the schools, they are talking to the teacher, they are talking to principals, they are talking to HODs. And that has given a confidence, particularly when the first batch of the student, they got exposure to the Universal Human Values. These are the students of Standard 8. And this was right after the COVID. So right after the COVID, which means we have to -2. So basically, they were Standard 6 student. So these 2 years of COVID, students were at home, they were busy on their cell phones, and then they got exposure to the UHV content. And the impact that workshop has created on the minds of the children, and not only the children were there, but they were observers, they were parents. So that impact was self-explanatory, that it can take up to every single student of Madhya Pradesh. And that is what has happened now. Now, through Rajya Anand Sansthan, the content is going to take up to every school of Madhya Pradesh, so you can understand that network, big network. So this is one project of Rajya Anand Sansthan with UHV. There is another project of Rajya Anand Sansthan with UHV that Bhaiya has mentioned. That they have a concept of Gram, Anand Gram, right? Gram, village, Anand Gram. So every district, one village is identified to shift that village from the current state to the desirable state of society. The village who is working to achieve the human goal, collectively as a common goal. So that's Anand Gram concept. And there also they are conducting workshops for this Anand Gram. At the same time, like 2 major segments are being covered, right? Anandagram village, school education, children. But there is society also. The people who doesn't belong to either of these two groups, but that's a society. So for the society also they are conducting these workshops, universal human values workshops. So through UHV, Rajyanand Sansthan, the Department of Government of Madhya Pradesh is trying to develop that right understanding and right feeling. So we say the first goal, the human goal, is right understanding and right feeling in every individual. So this is like one of the projects where they are trying to develop this right understanding and right feeling in every individual. In the same series, next month, in the month of May, Rajyanand Sansthan is conducting 30 FDPs for the school teachers and the principals of the school teacher. The last project was face-to-face FDP, and we are targeting like 20 FDPs in a month. But the 30 FDPs are going to happen in the next month alone. So we can easily do the 20 FDP, 20 plus FDP, right? So thank you so much for sharing. We basically would like to understand and know many things about Rajyanand Sansthan, your activities, but due to the time constraint, but we have time during the lunch, during the breaks, we can interact with the Bhaiya. And this is like one of the projects, particularly the people who are in and around the Madhya Pradesh can take this as also volunteering. Okay, thank you so much. We'll break. Just a minute. There is an announcement from Bhaiya. Okay. All right, so now we'll.
Yeah. So this initiative started somewhere in 2006 or something like that, and it came to the ground, I would say, only about 2022 or so. है ना? कहाँ गए वो? अच्छा. So it has taken a long time. So when you plant a seed, it may take 25 years before it actually comes out. So that much of follow-up and you can say connectedness, and that relationship was kept alive for so many years. So that is one important thing. And another thing that we can do from our side as institutions, you are anyway taking care of a community, isn't it? Either a community or a school or a village, isn't it? So if each institution sort of adopts a village, adopts a jail, adopts some community slum area, adopts a old age home, and make make an effort in that area, it would be, it will multiply very fast. And your role can be in preparing their people who can run it themselves, make them self-sufficient. So that's what I wanted to add. And there is a whole set of books that has been developed, which Satyaprakash ji mentioned. Those can be translated into English and in your local language for use in your area, in your state. And it is quite easy to do that translation now. The workbook particularly is in very, very simple language. So that can be translated. Machine translation can be quite 60-70% can be done by that. Rest of it you can do. So you can start using that material for not only school activities, but also for enriching UHV 1 and UHV 2. So that was the 2 points that I wanted to make. And now we can break.
Yeah, now we can break for the tea. 11:40. Time to assemble in the same hall for the next session. Yeah, let me take this opportunity to name few